The grass is cut. The sun is shining. The birds are chirping. You can hear it now. Baseball is in the air. Spring training really underway around MLB. Right here, right now, spring training games coming up very, very soon. We get you set for 2024 in Major League Baseball with one of the best to do it. I am Ben. He is Donnie. Donnie really good in baseball. So too is Jack McMullen from Just Baseball Media, joining us here on this Tuesday on the early line. The play-by-play voice, DRS, of the AAA affiliate of the Pittsburgh Pirates. That would be the Indianapolis Indians. Jack, we are so glad to have you back here on the show, here on the early line.
Ben, that was absolutely beautiful. What you just gave me with the grass being cut and all that, you took a page out of my book. What are you doing here with the play-by-play and the description, right? You're painting the word picture.
Yeah. I'm just trying to set the stage. I'm just trying to get the people a little bit of hope here as spring comes around once again. So, Jack, before we dive into spring training, outlook for teams around Major League Baseball, let's talk about the names that are still out there. The hot stove this winter wasn't all that hot, more of a simmer, really, when you look at that hot stove. A couple of big names, of course, that we'll get into later outside of Shohei Ohtani and the like. But for the names still available on the free agency market, who do you think is the best available player that can make an immediate impact for whatever club he signs with in the bigs?
Yeah, so I do think it's the second name on this list. I think it's Jordan Montgomery, and there is a nickname circulating the baseball world about the front four on this list, and they're calling it the Boras Four because all four are represented by the Boras Corporation. And Scott Boras has been notoriously late with a lot of his big-ticket free agent guys. Some of them have gotten massive deals in December. Some of them have gotten massive deals in January, but you think about some of the $300 million deals or 200 that he's negotiated, and they come in early March. Sometimes they come in mid-March, and sometimes he'll hold a guy like Steven Drew out until May or June. That's a deep-cut name for all you baseball folk, but this is not unfamiliar territory for Scott Boras. I wonder if it's good. I wonder what level of posturing is happening right now. All I will tell you is there may be some teams that show up to camp, have their full team arrive, and then someone pulls a hammy, and then you start to panic. And that's where Scott Boras starts to smell blood in the water. I mean, you look at the trade rumors surrounding the Baltimore Orioles when Kyle Bradish shows up and he's got an elbow sprain. It's, do we need to go get another starting pitcher? Those are things that the Orioles were not accounting for before they got to camp. So I think those four are being hampered by their agent, but they may be making more money right now because of their agent.
Yeah, baseball does so many things backwards here, Jack, which includes one of the best pitchers on the market, which was Blake Snell from day number 1, still sitting out here on like day number 250, as it feels like. Yeah. He'll be a monster addition when he goes to his new organization, no doubt about it. Talking about monster organizations making big moves here in the offseason, Jack, none bigger maybe than the New York Yankees adding Juan Soto to that lineup. You take a look at that first five in the lineup, LeMahieu, Soto, Judge, Rizzo, and Torres right there. Talk to us about the New York Yankees and putting some of that money into play and saying, you know what? Championships are what we're about in New York. Let's see if we can go get one this year.
They had an awesome offseason, Donnie. I loved the two trades they made to make their outfield the best outfield in baseball. And you mentioned Snell is plug-and-play excellence. The guy just won a freaking Cy Young Award last year. He's won 2 Cy Youngs now. And the Yankees apparently have an offer on the table for Blake Snell. The thing that I'm really looking at right now is the lefties in the Yankee rotation. I view the lefties as the X factor. Does Carlos Rodon bounce back effectively? And does Nestor Cortez look healthy? And does he bounce back effectively? But, dude, adding Juan Soto and adding a fourth outfielder in that deal in Trent Grisham via trade was amazing. And then you've got Alex Verdugo coming over for a middling pitching prospect in Richard Fitz and a couple other guys. Greg Weissert could be, a Red Sox seventh inning guy. But if you're the New York Yankees, who cares? You got your everyday left fielder. You got a future Hall of Famer, it seems, in Juan Soto. And it's crazy that I can say that about a guy that's 25 years old. But that outfield of Verdugo in left, Judge in center, Soto in right, and Grisham as the fourth outfielder, they're forcing out a top 100 prospect in Everson Pereira. He's headed back to Scranton, the Electric City. There's really no space for anybody that is not an elite talent in Major League Baseball.
So, Jack, let's call a spade, or perhaps a pinstripe. No American League pennant for the New York Yankees since 2009 when they last won their World Series. Is this the team to deliver a pennant back to the Bronx and a World Series appearance with it?
I am such a broken record when we get into these prediction phases of the offseason and right before the regular season, because I will say the same thing about pretty much every team. Starting pitching health, starting pitching depth. And the New York Yankees have top-line starting pitching ability. They don't have depth. They sent that to San Diego. They sent Michael King to San Diego. They sent Brito and Randy Vasquez to San Diego. They sent Drew Thorpe to San Diego. That trade depleted their starting pitching reserves. I love the New York Yankees, and I love their pennant chances as of right now, as of February 20th. But let's talk after the All-Star break. Is Clark Schmidt dealing with something? Cole, I assume, never deals with something ever. He is the poster boy of reliability and durability in Major League Baseball. But is Rodon dealing with something? Is Nestor Cortez dealing with something? There are a lot of questions for me about the health and durability of these 5 starting pitchers. Now, you got 5 damn good ones. But the question is, are they going to be around for 162 plus 30 in October?
How about this question for you, Jack? Moving over to the National League and those Los Angeles Dodgers, embarrassment of riches. That's basically that entire franchise. Luxury tax be damned. Looking at, forget their starting lineup 1 through 9 hitting wise. Let's just go to the pitchers here. Like healthy pitchers right now. Yamamoto, Glasnow, Miller, Paxton, and Sheehan. It's like, okay, that could be a solid rotation here. And then you hear the taxi squad that's due back possibly at any time this year, which includes, I don't know, Walker Buehler, Tony Gonsolin, Clayton Kershaw, and Dustin May. My goodness. Who's going to stand in the way of the Dodgers this year, Jack?
So, like, nobody, but, you kind of go piece by piece, unit by unit with the Dodgers and the Braves. And you say, okay, who is the best team in baseball? And the infield advantage Braves, right? You got Austin Riley, who might be the best third baseman in baseball. As of right now, I think Matt Olson and Freddie Freeman are just kind of a toss-up. There's a better catching situation in Atlanta, that kind of thing. But, man, what they did to acquire this year, I know he's not going to pitch, but the best DH in baseball. Like, Yordan Alvarez is making his case, but Ohtani's on a different planet. And then Yoshinobu Yamamoto, man, I don't know how many of you guys have seen the spring training videos and all that. He's real, and he's going to be so exciting. I would tune into every single one of his outings in spring training. I would tune into every single one of his early season starts because this guy has stuff that pretty much nobody has in Major League Baseball. They got incredibly strong. And I love that you mentioned Kershaw and Buehler. Those guys, if Buehler's back in May and Kershaw's back at the All-Star break, I mean, you've got a healthy Kershaw and a healthy Buehler complementing Glasnow and Yamamoto and like maybe Dustin May for the postseason. Try me. Like, you know what I mean? It's ridiculous when you get to the postseason and you got starting pitching like that.
It is World Series or bust for the Los Angeles Dodgers. They are the World Series favorites at plus 320. Jack, 30 seconds left in this segment pretty much, but baseball is a random sport. How far ahead is LA from the rest of MLB?
So, like, we talk about the Dodgers and the Braves, and then the Arizona Diamondbacks go to the World Series. This is why we love this sport, because it's weird and it makes no sense. I will say the Dodgers should be the front runner. Chris Sale added to that rotation in Atlanta makes them really scary. We'll see how healthy Bradish is for Baltimore. But, man, those are the 3 that I'm circling right now. And then, of course, if you want to circle the Yankees, I know you guys are in New York right now. Go ahead and circle the Yankees. Fine.
Not us, though. Not us. Donnie Rightside, Philadelphia Phillies fan.
Whit
I
Merrifield,
grew up
baby.
in LA, so I'll go with the Dodgers. But I'm gonna bet the Orioles to win the pennant in the American League. I'll tell you that right now. Jack McMullen, it was great to have you back. Thank you for your time. More on the early line up next.